All right, guys, in this video, we're going to talk about more stuff that you need to know about your listing before kind of things get started. And then we're going to go into a site where you can actually figure out what common questions people have about your product. And then you can pre-populate the answers to those questions in your listing. Because if a ton of people have the same question, then they're probably all wondering that same question. And if you address it in your title or your bullets or somewhere on your listing, then you're going to be able to convert a lot more sales because of that. And that's something that I've learned over the past couple of years selling on Amazon. So here's our, coffee grinder right here. And now that we see there's a bunch more categories here, Amazon allows you to just create the very basics of a listing first because they know that you need the FN SKU. And then they give you more actual stuff in here once you've done that, right? So category type is basketballs here. I forgot about that. So let's actually do coffee grinder. Electric burr grinders, home and coffee, kitchen and dining, coffee, tea, and espresso, coffee, tea, manual grinders, coffee machines. I like coffee machines. All right, cool. So this is the vital info, right? Color for ours is going to be black. Most of this stuff doesn't matter. Like you can literally save and finish without doing most of it. But Amazon will sometimes like make you do certain little parts like after the fact. And so here's like the offer that we were talking about earlier. Now we see that the your price and the sale price, right? When you see like an item on Amazon, like for example, this is actually the sale price. This is the price that you pay as a customer, right? For example, the $18.39 is what you'd actually pay, but their actual price is $24.99, right? So this would be the $24.99. The sale price would be what you actually pay, which is why we set this so high, because you can technically change it, but Amazon keeps like a historic record of the actual price that you initially input, which is super annoying. So we could make the sale price whatever we wanted, like $79.99 or something. You can start the sale price whenever, and you can end it whenever. I usually just do the sale end date like 2 years in the future, just so I don't have to think about it for like a really long time, because sale date is just what you want to do anyways. Like you always want to have a sale. A lot of people will see this and they'll be like, oh well, it's $30 normally, but they're selling it for $15.96. Like it must be a great deal, right? It's just the human nature, it's human mentality. Everybody wants a discount. It's just like the new CEO of JCPenney took away all sales, right? Thinking that customers were smarter than like having all these fake sales, and their sales plummeted because people were used to picking out and seeing those discounts and making purchase decisions based on those discounts. So just trust me when I tell you that you always want to have a sale. And so manufacturer suggested retail price. This is not the price that Amazon customers will pay for your product. I think this is going too far. Like you could have this at 200, you could have this at 140, and you could have your sale price at like 60, but then people are like, wait, what the heck? So I usually just do your price, right? And sale price, which is the price that the customers actually pay. So these two are really important right here, right? So offering can be gift messaged. So basically what this means is if you listen to me and you chose a product that's capable of being gifted, like a giftable product, then you want to be able to have people, you want to give people the option to have it be gift message. And all gift message means is that I could like buy you a coffee grinder and say like, love you mom, or something like that, right? And so you also want them to have gift wrap available. Gift wrap just makes like the super lazy millennials like me who want to buy a Christmas gift for like all of our family and stuff like that, but like don't actually want to go to like a store and wrap it and stuff like ourselves, which happens way more than you think. Like for Q4, most of the orders that we get actually are gift wrapped and gift messaged. And it's no additional fee to you, but you do make more money from it from Amazon, right? So you always want to make sure that these two are checked. Amazon will give you a portion of the additional gift wrap fee, and you'll be good to go there. Max order quantity is also very important, right? So remember when we were doing the iTrack 999 cart trick method, right? When we're looking at other potential niches to get into and we're tracking their sales, right? So because essentially if we track their sales and we're able to see that it looks like a good niche, then we're going to go into that same niche and we'll essentially become competition to the person who is already selling there, right? So when you are selling something, you want to make sure that people can't eye track you, right? So that's why you set a max order quantity. This is different for depending on the product. Like if you're selling like paper plates or something like that, and like a restaurant or like a big like catering event or something could buy from you, and they might buy like 100 or something like that, then you want to be like cognizant of that. But for most people in most situations, nobody ever is going to buy more than like 10 or 20. And so it's a pretty safe number to be able to set that at. Um, as far as compliance, this is for like electronic products and dangerous like hazmat stuff with lithium ions. We're going to ignore images for now. We are going to talk more about description and keywords later on, right? How to actually populate your keywords correctly, because Amazon has changed a lot as far as how many characters and things that they allow you to have to actually be indexed. And when I say indexed, indexed in the most basic sense means that Amazon's A9 algorithm that ranks literally millions of products indexes every product for certain words. And what it means, what that means is like Amazon. Let's say that I'm selling a coffee grinder. Amazon is going to take a look at my listing, my description, my title, all of the words and everything, the backend keywords related to my listing, and they are going to index certain keywords that they think are actually applicable to my listing, and then my listing is going to start ranking organically for those words. And so we're going to talk about all of this much more in depth, but I just wanted to give kind of another little heads up to everybody when it comes to the other categories that become available once you actually have created a listing, right? So product description, we'll talk about key product features. We'll talk about, again, these are the bullets. These ones are not particularly applicable for a coffee grinder. You want to, maybe if you want to be super safe, you can put like a legal disclaimer about safety. Intended use, target audience, other attributes, right? We will talk about this, including subject matter and search terms. And unfortunately, most of us, unless we're doing $100 million, are not going to be using the platinum keywords. But we do have access to the search terms, which we will, of course, talk about as well later on. These ones are not obviously applicable, like fuel capacity and things like that. Based on the actual product category that you choose and the subcategory, Amazon will mandate you to do certain things in more details. But up until that time, and you'll know they mandate you because there'll be like a little exclamation mark on this one, and it'll show you which one you actually have to do. So we're going to save and finish this. And those are kind of the things that matter kind of right away when it comes to a new listing. And so now let's actually take a look at how to find out common questions about your listing. So what we're going to do is come to a website called Answer the Public, and we're going to put in coffee grinder, get questions. And what this is more or less is a reverse search engine. And what I mean by that is you search a keyword and it gives you the common questions about that keyword. And so if we scroll down a little bit and look at the visualization, we can see like, will coffee grinder grind grain? Will a coffee grinder grind flax seeds? Will a coffee grinder grind nuts? Right? So will something do something? If a lot of people are wondering this, it'll come up in the web tree here, and we can take a look at that. Coffee grinder 92 prepositions, and we can view it as either visualization or data. And we can do like coffee grinder with settings, with scale, with removable cup. And this is another good way to kind of see and kind of brainstorm about selling in bundles and things like that. Coffee grinder with hopper, coffee grinder with timer, tamper, removable chamber, ceramic burrs, automatic tamper, doser, right? All of these different things that we can think about doing for bundles as well. But I just like to take a look at coffee grinder, like all of the different questions and things like that kind of at the top here. Like, will it grind nuts? Will it grind peppercorns, spices, all of these different things? I like to do that. And then also equally as important, right? And whenever I look at listings, like all I did was just search coffee grinder here. I always ignore the sponsored because you can't really tell how long they've been around and things like that. And I like to go to like the first type of people. So let's look at these two here. And what we're going to do is we are going to come into these actual listings themselves. And we're going to look at the reviews, right? And we are going to filter out the 1-star reviews. All we want to see right now is the 1-star reviews for both of these listings. So we're going to come in here again, and I'm going to filter out the 1-star reviews, right? And so let's take a quick look at what is going on here, right? I purchased the burr grinder based on the high rating, but only noticed that 90% of the positive reviews were for the blade grinder instead. I figured, oh well, the product might not be top tier. Turned it on for 30 seconds, grinding the entire thing fried. We're talking smoke coming out of the controls, horrible smell. Rip off. This grinder did not grind coffee grounds evenly and left big chunks of beans, right? So what I see by this is this coffee grinder did not grind the coffee beans evenly. Very uneven grind, right? So like 2 reviews out of the top 3 here are mentioning specifically does not grind the coffee beans evenly. So something that I would do when I'm coming in to create my listing, and we'll show you guys exactly how to, create, like literally I'll show you where to type the words to create your listing. But if they're saying does not grind the beans evenly, then I would want my first bullet point here, the first thing that people read after the title. And if all of the reviews are saying it, maybe I even want to put it in the title. I would literally call it like Krups electric coffee grinder, comma, always grinds evenly, right? Or you'd at least want to put it in your top bullet where you say, grinds beans evenly every time, like ask our customers or something like that, right? So basically what we're using Answer the Public for and why we're looking at negative customer reviews is because we want to find kind of similarities of what people are unhappy with about the current products that are available for sale, and we want to make sure that our product actually addresses those concerns, and we want to make sure that we communicate that to our customers by saying things like always grinds evenly, right? So I would look through all of these 1-star reviews and I would try to find patterns, and then I would use that feedback about what people didn't like about the other competition in my same niche, and I would highlight the fact that my product alleviates those worries. Because when people are buying this stuff, they're looking at the negative reviews and they're saying, oh, well, it doesn't grind evenly, and then they see your product and they see the first bullet that says, always grinds evenly, and then they buy. So that is kind of the main things that I want to discuss in this video, using the tool Answer the Public, using the negative reviews, right? Making sure that you set GIF wrap and GIF message on instead of max quantity so that people can't spy on your listing to potentially come into your same niche and become a competitor to you. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and let's get to the next.